Welcome back to my channel. I am Jami Alveza, just your bisexual makeup vlogger, and but this review will be comprising of a review of the Issy and Company the Cream Cheek Bronzer. So if you want to know more tea about this bronzer itself, well, make sure to stay tuned. Ayan guys, thank you so much for watching this video, most especially that you're watching my review right now. Because I'm so excited because first kind of bronzer that piques my interest, which is from Issy and Company. Well, it's not a surprise that their products are really affordable and at the same time giving you that quality feel in terms of high-end makeup. So that's great, diba? So for this review will be comprising of the categories which I set, which is the packaging, formula, the price and the amount of product that you're getting, the shade range that caters all of us Filipino skin tones, and lastly, what are my recommendations and my conclusions or my final thoughts about this product. Ayan. So first, let's get onto its brief description of the product itself. So, the Issy and Company Cream Cheek Bronzer is a lightweight face bronzer that gives a natural looking sun-kissed glow. This creamy formula is easy to blend and build to the desired intensity. Mercifully easy to apply, this silky smooth bronzer defines areas where added warmth is wanted. Each of the four shades adheres to the skin with a fine pearlescent luster. So first, let's talk about the packaging again. So in terms of packaging, you guys, what I could definitely say, it's very similar with a highlighter or a luminizer, which is from Clisora. Ayan, I have here the Clisora, which is, if you want to compare, if you want to be really nitpicky, this is the Clisora na luminizer, which is 6 grams. Ito naman, 4.5 grams. They look similar because I parehas lang pinagkuhanan yata nila yung supplier for the component. But I believe it's actually the Clisora is much more bigger. And this has more of a rose gold packaging. Ito yung silver. So if you're curious about being nitpicky of the packaging, they're very similar. But I guess the brand has its own the same supplier but different amount of product that you're getting because the bronzer is 4.5 grams and the Clisora one, the luminizer, is 6 grams. So next, let's talk about more of the packaging. Ayan, it has this silver packaging with the Issy and Company logo. Ayan, kita mo dyan. It's more of a reflector. It's a fingerprint magnet. But it's not to the point na parang magli-leave siya ng product residue or stain sa sa component, which is great. You can just take it off with a makeup remover or just put it on your clothes and mawawala na siya. Ayan, very lightweight siya, to be honest. And here is the cap. Ayan, it has its own mirror, which is great. Di ko pa natatandaan actually yung sticker niya. Let's talk about more of the formula. Ayan, yan yung hinihintay nyo. So let's get on to the claims of the product of the formula. So first, it is lightweight, which is true. Ayan, it is natural looking sun-kissed glow. Yes, it gives this very dewy na finish. And at the same time, has this golden luster or parang shimmer, but it does not emphasize pores, which is great. And at the same time, if you're going to imagine this bronzer in a cream form, this would be the one. This is the shade Blaze. And if you imagine it in the powder form, actually, I can compare it with the Tavion na bronzer. If this is the powder form, ito yung shimmer niya, yung bronzer. I love this bronzer so much. Like, to be honest, I really love this bronzer because it gives this very warmth, yet it does not give a red undertone, which is great. It's a perfect kind of contour yet bronzer na bronzer. And I love that this Issy and Co Cream Cheek Bronzer is not too red, to be honest. Di siya masyado red. It gives the right amount of warmth, most especially to my skin tone. This is the darkest shade. But yeah, in terms of the blendability, it is easy to blend, which is true. Easy to blend siya. I can attest to that because I really love using this formula with a brush and stippling it just so that we can have a very creamy consistency in applying the product. And lastly, it has the capability to build it with the desired intensity, which I really do approve because on the first place, maganda yung binabuild mo yung product. But for me, I just prefer a product na shear down ko siya Pero this is quite a great beginner-friendly na product. Kasi to be honest, makokontrol mo yung amount of product that you're getting, which is great. And in terms of observations, when I tried to use this, ayan. It is very creamy. Very creamy siya. Parang oily siya. I can just touch it here. Ayan. Touch ko lang ha. It's very, 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 very creamy. I cannot. Tapos madali lang siya i-blend. Lagay ko dito sa backside of my hand. Like, madali lang siya i-blend. I swear to God. And it does not look so red. Tama lang siyang neutral warmth na binibigay sa face mo. Which is great because I just hate na mayroong mga bronzers. Ang hirap maghanap ng bronzer kasi, especially to my skin tone, kasi nahihirapan ako maghanap. Kapag nakakita ko ng bronzer, it's too red on me. It looks like parang umpa-lumpa, ganun yung feels. So yeah, I'm really very happy with this kind of shade. The colors are very minute or hindi siya masyadong halata. Hindi siya emphasize ng texture. I just really love that this formula does not interrupt or erupt the base, which is great because the main ingredient here or the main highest ingredient na nakakapag-emoliate or gawang creamy formula is the jojoba seed oil. Ayan. Itong jojoba seed oil, siguro doon, kaya medyo creamy and oily siya. You don't really need a lot of swiping just to get the desired intensity or pigment. You don't really need to have that kind of desired pigment na kailangan mo pa siyang i-diinan or mabigyan ng warmth just to get that pigment. No. The formula will give it to you. The desired pigment and the desired the desired intensity of the product will be given to you. I really love how blendable this is. Like, no joke. I have no hassle into blending this onto my skin. Like, to be honest, wala akong masabi. I'm currently using it as a base for my bronzer. And I just really love this type of formula. Prefers more of the drier skin type or the combination skin. In terms of oiliness, it's very oily and that's what it gives its very creamy feel. So make sure to blend it with a brush, then set it with the bronzer na powder or any kind of translucent powder just to make sure that the bronzer will stay in place. So yeah, I just really love that it gives also a skin-like finish. I love that because at this day, at this local brand or local makeup scene dito sa Pilipinas, we really like having a dewy skin. That's why we're trying to evolve to a more practical yet comfortable kind of style, which is great. I really love this kind of formula. And if you want it to be more long-lasting, I prefer you to put it with a powder bronzer. If you're a shade like me, I prefer you to get Blaze. I'm more of a medium to dark skin tone. Then set it with the Taviant na Mykonos na Jelly Eugenio bronzer and contour. Ayan, I really love these two. It works so well, and girl, this is a must. This is an extra step that I like to add to my makeup routine. So yeah, that's what I can definitely say in terms of observations and the claims of the product. Next, let's talk about the application. Ayan. There's some application, guys. What I can definitely say to you that this kind of formula prefers more of the brush application or finger application because it's so creamy and you don't really need that extra heat from your hands just to give that desired pigment or yung desired intensity that you want in the bronzer. You don't really need that. But when I tried this with a sponge, please do not use it with a sponge. Because when you use it with a sponge, I tried it, medyo hindi, nag-erupt siya ng base, which is not really appealing to me. That's the iffy part of having this cream bronzer because I feel or I think that the oil is being absorbed with a sponge. So I just prefer you to use a brush na lang just to maximize the product and to maximize the blendability of the product. It really leaves a oily film on my foundation and nagli-lift siya. So I don't really recommend you to do that. So as much as possible, make sure to use a brush or finger application when using this product. So that's what I can definitely say in terms of application. And yeah. So next, let's talk about the shade range. Ayan. They give a variety of shades, which is 4. Ayan. I'll just show you the shade range here. And I'm in the shade base. If you're medium to dark skin tone, like try to see the shade range. Parang they're very similar. Very similar in tone. Of course, it's bronzer. What do you expect? Pero I mean, they look so similar. Di mo ma-determine kung anong dapat makuha mo. I was planning to get the lighter shade, which is Torrid yata. The lighter shade to Blaze. So in the future, for my darker Filipinos out there, ayan, make sure to add them sa Issy and Company. Please add more shades because this line is great for bronzers. Di lang naman kami mga medium to light skin tone lang ang magkakaroon ng bronzer, diba? As much as possible, darker Filipinos as well are included, diba? So I hope in the future they will add more. Love the shade range because it's not too red. There's a tendency kasi ng bikini neutral pink siya. It's too red, it's too pink, it's too warm, nagbumukha kang umpalumpa kaysa maging natural na warmth or bronze on your face. I love this gives a proper like neutral warmth. Di ba napaka contradicting niya, but it gives this right amount of warmth to your face, which is great. And does not give you that pink or red undertone onto your bronzer, which is great. Yeah. That's it for the shade range. I just hope in the future they would add more, especially for darker skin tones. Kasi di lang naman ako yung pinaka-dark, diba? So I just hope in the future that they would add more. Ayan. So in terms of the price and the amount of product you're getting, it's 349 pesos and you're getting 4.5 grams. I hope in the future they will add more amount of the product, but I just hope in the future mayroong version na mas marami, kahit mga 6 grams, ganon. I would pay more, to be honest, because this formula is very worth it. And it's very affordable for the price because 349 pesos divided by 4.5 grams. It's 77.5 pesos, which is kind of pricey, to be honest. Kinda, but it's affordable in terms of the creaminess and the formula that it gives, which justifies that kind of price. I just hope in the future that the amount of product will be added more in terms of 6 grams, right, at least, para make sure ko na magamit ito. Kasi for sure, gagamitin ko to on the constant basis and ayoko maubusan. Alam mo yun? Ayoko maubusan kasi maganda tong product na to. And I just really love it. Wala akong masabi. And I really like that Issy and Company gives this affordability and at the same time give you that quality high-end feel. Alam mo yun? That's great. What I could definitely recommend to you, as I've mentioned earlier, what I do recommend is to use a brush in terms of application. And it can be confusing at start when you start to have a shade match, but asking from the brand or the assistant or the social media manager or anyone who is part of the Issy Company for reference in shade match will give you an extra boost of getting the color. And at the same time, it's preferably best when you use this kind of bronzer in terms of like more, this formula kasi is oily and very creamy siya. So make sure to set it properly. But if you are a dry skin, I think this will work for you kahit di mo siya iset. And yeah, and what I could definitely say in terms of this product with the Issy and Company, that cheek bronzer, that this kind of bronzer, as almost all of the products from Issy Company, I don't want to be biased ha, pero I just love how Issy and Company gives this high quality feel without breaking the bank. And this Issy and Company cheek bronzer, na cream cheek na bronzer, really stood the test of my standards in terms of looking cream cheek bronzer because I just hate bronzers that are hard to blend. It's pink, it's too neutral, ang pangit tingnan sa face. So I just hope in the future that they have a contour version of this one, which is great. I hope in the future, kahit contour stick man lang. But I'm just so happy that this product is really available in our local market. And I'm so happy that our own local brand market is already flourishing with new products. So make sure to stay tuned with my makeup reviews. But yeah, I'm so happy that this kind of product is available. And I do not really need to rely on going to high or going to other countries or high international makeup brands, high-end international makeup brands to purchase this kind of consistency, this formula. So that is great. So I'm just saying goodbye to the high-end makeup that I will buy, and let's go local with our local brand, most especially in makeup products here in the Philippines, which I'm very happy for. So yeah, I think that's it for our review for today. I hope you enjoyed to watching this Issy and Company Cream Cheek Bronzer review. And make sure to like and comment down below your thoughts about this bronzer. If you try this, make sure to share them down below just to share your thoughts with other people as well. And make sure to interact with me, of course. I'll be right there in the comment section below to give you some advice. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you'll be updated with my future makeup reviews. Ayan. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye!